name is Bobby Jo Karate. Today is September 19th, 2011. I will be podcasting from Midland, Pennsylvania. The NBPT for this screencast will be Proposition 3. Teachers are responsible for managing and monitoring student learning. The particular trend for this discussion will be the percentage of American children living in families with low income below the poverty line has increased continuously. Nearly 1 in 5 children are poor today. In my field-based activity, I will explain Maslow's hierarchy of needs and explain how his concepts impact a student's ability to learn, as well as support the need for teachers to pay particular attention to these factors. Abraham Maslow's theory of self-actualization is based on innate human needs and human motivation. His theory described the needs that all humans have and the hierarchy in which those needs are organized. According to Maslow, one cannot meet the higher level needs unless the lower level needs are met. All of the needs must be met before a person is able to become self-actualizing. The 5 categories of Maslow's hierarchy are organized with physiological needs at the bottom, followed by safety and security needs, belongingness and love needs, esteem needs, and finally reaching self-actualization. Physiological needs are the most basic needs related to a person's survival, such as food, water, sleep, clothing, and shelter. Safety and security needs include freedom from fear, violence, and abuse. Belongingness and love needs include the need for friendship, love, and to belong. Esteem needs include the need for positive self-concept and the respect of others. Lastly, self-actualization is the need to reach one's potential. Maslow's hierarchy of needs has had a dramatic influence on the field of education. There has been a shift from the traditional beliefs regarding the methods of education to a more humanistic approach, focusing on meeting the basic needs of the student to help them progress. The main goal of education is to learn, followed by the developing and understanding the material, and then being able to apply it to the real world. To achieve these goals, students need to be motivated to work hard. To motivate the students, educators need to attend to the needs of the students. By understanding Maslow's hierarchy of needs, the teachers can work toward meeting the basic needs that develop the foundation for higher learning or self-actualization. Farmer explains, self-actualization relates indirectly to education through the research finding that the self-actualizing student is better suited to succeed academically. It was found that students who have reached the level of self-actualization are better at learning to listen, are more honest, less alienated, and more empathetic and trusting of themselves. It was also discovered with 9th grade boys who have reached self-actualization that they have had less anxiety compared to peers who were non-self-actualizing. Farmer states, considering personality characteristics of the self-actualizing person, it is not surprising that self-actualization is related directly to student academic success. It is important to understand that all of the levels of needs are present in everybody at the same time in an underlying state. It is also important to realize that an individual's level of needs should not place any judgment on appropriate development, since advancement depends heavily on socioeconomic status and the environment the child grew up in. Teachers need to pay attention to these factors to have a continuous process of the needs. It is important to best match the student's motivational needs and learning experience with their level of needs. The teacher's goal of instruction should be to take the student from their current motivational level and move them towards self-actualization. Teachers also need to be aware of the levels, because students whose lower level of needs are not fulfilled will require more extrinsic reinforcement for learning. while students at higher motivational levels will be able to function more independently and require more freedom to self-direct their learning experiences. Finally, it is important for teachers to be aware of their students' levels of needs because most classrooms will require learning experiences for students both on the higher level and lower levels of the hierarchy. Ms. Record, a first grade teacher at PA Cyber, feels that students are affected by Maslow's hierarchy of needs. She says that children who aren't receiving basic needs such as food, proper shelter, appropriate health care, and so on, are naturally not going to be capable of performing well in school because they just aren't healthy and physically up for it. Students who are well nurtured, receiving the appropriate love, care, and concern for their well-being that they should receive from their parents and teachers are going to succeed more than those who do not have these needs met. She also states students are absolutely motivated by their needs. As lower level needs are met, and as a child is more secure, they will be motivated to do and learn more, to become more self-sufficient. Those who are at the bottom of the chart are not going to be motivated to learn, but to try to get by. They are going to be thinking about and concerned with where their next meal is coming from. Are they going to be able to sleep quietly at night? Who is taking care of them, and are they cared about? Their concerns with school and learning are going to be less than their concerns for their well-being. I also asked Mrs. Record at what level of the hierarchy she felt students should be at when they left her first grade class. She replied, "Ideally, I would like to see my students leave at the self-esteem level, feeling confident in their abilities and feeling as though they can continue doing well in life and have people who will support them. But sadly, that will not be the case with many of my students because of their basic needs not being met. As a teacher, we can only do so much. I can verify that my children are having needs met to the best of my ability, but I can't control events and situations outside of school. Needs have to be met in all areas for a child to be very successful. Also, at the first grade level, there's a lot of life learning and social learning that still need to occur for children to move up the chart. As a teacher, to help motivate her students to learn based on the factors of the hierarchy of needs, she provides safe, secure, and consistent classroom experiences. She provides opportunities for her students to interact with classmates and staff at school. She also assigns work and learning opportunities that will help students to realize their academic potential, thus hopefully fostering a sense of accomplishment. She says, I try to provide a lot of positive feedback for my students, hoping they will realize their potential to do well. She believes that many students don't reach the self-actualization until college. Sometimes, even after school, she thinks it is very, very difficult for students to be concerned with what their peers think. That is something that even as an adult, we struggle with at times. Students become self-aware and motivated early in their schooling, but getting beyond caring about what others think is very difficult. Wanting to reach one's potential should hopefully begin at least high school, motivating them to want to continue their education or even begin a career that meets their interest after high school. After researching and discussing Maslow's hierarchy of needs and how it affects a student's ability to learn, I have some new goals to incorporate in my teaching. Students' abilities to learn can be affected by many factors. Maslow's hierarchy of needs are all important factors that a teacher should consider when trying to motivate and teach their students. My first goal in my classroom will be to focus on safety and security needs of my students by creating lesson plans that are well developed and specific. I will be sure to deliver my lesson plans clearly and in a logical order. I will also have a discipline system that is enforced and consequences for those who do not follow it. This will help to control the behavior in the classroom and to ensure the safety of each student is met. Finally, I will be sure to have consistent expectations for my students and provide them praise for meeting the expectations. My second goal will be to focus on the love and belonging needs. I will be sure that my personality is empathetic, considerate, and caring. I will be sure that my students know that I am interested in their individual needs. I will always be fair and have a positive attitude. I will provide one-on-one instruction to my students as needed so my students are able to express their thoughts, concerns, or fears to me, whether it is about school or about something more personal. I will also allow class discussions and peer tutoring to get students involved with each other. This will help them to feel involved and part of a group, as well as like they are needed when they help each other. Finally, my last goal will focus on self-esteem. I will develop my lesson based on my students' background knowledge. I will also be sure to use scaffolding when teaching my lesson to help ensure the student's success. I will pace my instruction to fit the student's individual needs. I will also pay close attention to students' difficulties so I am able to intervene as early as possible. I will also have a star student every week. This will help to build the students' self-esteem by giving them both a positive view of themselves as well as to give them the respect they are looking for from their classmates. Thank you for viewing my screencast.